Hi, I'm Huntley Mitchell, News Editor at B&T, and welcome to the second instalment of Beneath the Brand. I'm again joined by Karl Treacher, Group CEO of the Brand Institute, and also by Natalie Feehan, Executive General Manager of Group Marketing at MYOB. Today we're focusing on the cues and clues that lead to brand strategy and identity change. Natalie, in your career, when have you recognised the need for significant brand change?
It's been quite varied depending on where I've been working. Early in my career I worked for BMW and for Mini, and there the global headquarters really managed the brand strategy for the company as a whole, and it's a really historic and it's a heritage brand really. So you don't have that need, I guess, as frequently. More recently I've worked at REA or realestate.com.au, worked with Karl on some projects there and at MYOB. And as tech companies, I guess in both instances there's been a need to reposition or rebrand, probably more frequently. As a tech company, you're continuously innovating and changing, so the brand needs to keep up with that.
I think in both those examples, the point in time for those brands, it was quite obvious. You know, that particularly for MYOB, for instance, you know, it was a legacy brand. People knew it and loved it for certain things, but the time for change was nigh.
What are the risks involved in a major brand identity or strategy change?
One of the things that I think we're seeing that's a major risk generally across all category is, I don't want to say laziness, but there's self-preservation that we're starting to see a lot of. So people are cruising and they're hiding. Now in the past, that would keep someone safe or a department safe. What keeps people safe now is demonstration of activity. So if we're in a rebrand or a reposition, which is a high activity exercise, those organisations and the departments and the individuals within those organisations that respond to that well and demonstrate that they're on board, they actually perform best. It's those that are slow on the uptake, slow on the draw, take their time, think it's going to happen for them, that we see we really need to keep lighting the fire under them for that brand to perform.
And I think I've experienced that a lot, where a brand project the size of repositioning or rebrand is successful. It's because it's viewed as a business strategy and it's embraced by the business. It's not just a marketing activity. And the success and a huge risk of any of those projects is when it's treated as something that's happening in the marketing department that marketing look after and we don't really need any involvement.
Last question, and it's for both of you. What do you think would help the performance of brands that have either rebranded, repositioned or refreshed?
Look, Huntley, if by that you mean are there any tips and tricks, I suppose, for companies thinking of rebranding? It certainly is. You know, you can't go past great leadership, aligned culture and very clear communication. I think the first thing organisations need to assess when they're facing into a rebrand is, do I have those three pillars ready to go? Is there anything I need to do to make sure they're performing optimally before I embark on doing too much else? Now, to be keen on your thoughts.
Just stole my response. Look, I think your point around alignment from leadership up front is just so critical. And again, it's about aligning on the objectives. So really making sure that everybody is clear about what is the problem that we are trying to solve here, and making sure that everybody is aligned and bought in to the same proposal of then what is to happen. Because I think all of us have a tendency to sort of think, oh, well, what I'm hoping that we'll get out of this might just be slightly nuanced and slightly different. And that's where the problem lies, because then you get to the end of it and you said it did this. And somebody says, well, I wanted it to do this. So I think the clearer that you can be about your objectives up front and getting that alignment. I think the second part that you touched on as well is not only great leadership. I phrase this as it needs to be a business initiative, not a marketing initiative. So any brand reposition, refresh or rebrand needs to be a business priority, not a marketing priority. And for that reason, it shouldn't be run independently just by marketing alone. It should be run and involve people from right across the organisation, not just your leaders, but have input from all sorts of people from the organisation, and of course, most importantly, clients and future clients.
All right, well, Karl, Natalie, thank you so much for sharing some real words of wisdom. I'm Huntley Mitchell from B&T, and thank you very much for tuning in to Beneath the Brand. See you next time.